one teaspoon. And like a BB moment, which is like a beautiful black moment. Did we get any of those in this episode?
Black.
We have a chaotic vibe moment of the
chaotic vibe moment. And you're watching Black by Reality.
Black by Baddies.
And those who love us.
Hello, you are watching and are listening to the Black by Reality podcast, a podcast for Black by Baddies, those who love us. I am your host, Nicole Weaver, an entertainment reporter currently writing over at Parade and Pop Heist. And I am so excited. We are talking about Survivor 50, episode 3. And just like there's a swap in this episode, once again, I am swapping guest. This week, I'm excited to have Chappell of Recap Kickback. Hey.
I'm so excited. I'm excited to be back and talking to you because it's been a while, but also this was like the perfect episode to bring me back for. So I'm so ready. It's so chaotic. Let's do it. Let's talk about it.
Absolutely. Everything about this was chaos. How have you been feeling about Survivor 50 in general so far?
I've been liking it. You know, I was talking to somebody and I was like, maybe it's the boot order that I haven't lost anybody that really gutted me yet. So I'm really able to enjoy it. Obviously, I have my faves. What we all do. We've been watching this show for long enough to have people that we're rooting for. And when the people you're rooting for are doing well, it makes the enjoyment of the season go a lot better. Like, imagine the elation I felt when Sari was on the same tribe with Jonathan. I was like, oh, we're locked in, baby. We're making a merge, okay? So,
yes.
you know, I think that's a large part of it, but also, you know, it's always fun to see these all-stars back again, doing the things that we love the most about them. And I think to this point, it was a little tame. It was cool. There were like moments, but I think now episode 3, I think now we're firing on all cylinders. We're cooking with grease now.
Kind of. I loved it because people are starting to go back to their old ways.
Yes.
Especially our new era people. And I'm living for it. All right. For episode 3, we start off Rick and Christian are on a high. I was like, they're having fun, but are they having too much fun? We planted a fake idol at Tribal Council. We go back. We're supposed to cement this alliance between Sari and Emily, and they just can't get Emily alone. And Christian tells her on that mat right before the swap, I was like, this is a mistake.
Yeah.
Such a mistake.
So Nicole, what would you have done? Is it just like let her just go without knowing at all? Do you see what happens in the swap first and then govern yourself accordingly? What is your thought if you're in Christian's spot?
Knowing Emily, she had to be reformed. You know, we saw Emily, she was firing just at the first mat. We didn't know anybody. We weren't on any tribes, I don't think, when she started shooting her shot. So just that, I'll be like, Emily's a good player. You cannot drop a bomb on her because she will do exactly what she did. So I was like, Christian, no. And she immediately thought of the worst.
Yeah. See, so you're saying Christian should have known this. And I think you're right. I think you make a really good point that we have the evidence that Emily can be a little bit of a loose cannon in Survivor. She did, like you said, she toned it down. She made it very far. But I think in her preseason press, she was saying, I don't like the way I played last time. You know, she was saying that toning it down felt like she was almost quieting a part of her, you know? And so just felt like she was reclaiming her Emily, and it was just at the worst possible time against the person that I don't want her to do this against. I have been thoroughly enjoying Christian, and to see Emily basically just hit the new tribe swap and just throw him completely under the bus, I was in shock. My mouth was wide open. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, only for her to then go and undo the thing that she did. Yeah, give her the crown for the place. She's all over the place. I love it, and I'll take it. It was so much fun.
For better or for worse, it feels like in this episode, all of these players who have done this at least once before start playing chess against themselves. For better or for worse. So yeah, Emily, she gets onto a new tribe. Let's look at this. We have... Okay, Emily is on the new Batu tribe. So she still has Christian. See, if he just waited too.
If he just waited. But also, okay, Nicole, she hits the beach and she goes and runs this information to Ozzy and Q. Why didn't she talk to Christian first? What was it? What was that enough for her to be like, I'm out? You told me something that I didn't. You told me about somebody else having an idol, thus I cannot work with you anymore?
Because either the voters or Jeff said no one gets food. No one starts off with anything that can metabolize and just give some food to that brain. No. We are going to make them spin out. And that's exactly what Emily did. She thinks of the worst. Honestly, if I'm also a new era player, seeing all these people that I have looked up to before going on the show, I am also going to be like, I am the fresh meat. I have to start playing ahead. She does that by going to Ozzy, Stephanie, Q, and being like, hey, just letting you know, Aubry has an idol and all this information. Q, of course, is like, great, I don't have a vote. So let me just try and puppeteer everything. And Emily's like, oh, I didn't think about how I went to Q for safety.
But see, that's the thing. She didn't like the way he was playing the game. And I think to your point, that is Q. We saw Q play last time, so she probably should have suspected this. But she comes to basically be at the bottom of that alliance. You know, she's like, okay, Q and Stephanie have been working together before. She's like, I got Ozzy. Me and Ozzy are going to come join y'all. But then she realizes Q could take Ozzy and Stephanie and really just like, hey, he could probably take or leave her. He needs her for the numbers. And she picks it up. So good on her. But it's just like 30 minutes too late. You know, like you couldn't have talked to Christian before you went and just threw Q all the information in the game that you had.
We didn't even know if we were going to tribal. Like this was so unnecessary. And so like when you're feeling on the bottom, you gotta go to the other person who's on the bottom. Angelina, poor Angelina was just chilling. And Emily comes in and she's like, girl, even though I'm in trouble, just know you were in trouble too. So come on my side. And she was like, this is the worst, most devastating news. Like everyone's crying when they find out actually you would have gone home if you were on your original tribe. That happens with Chrissy.
Yeah. What is that about? Is it just because they got out there and they haven't been playing very hard? You know, they haven't gone to tribal council. The other tribe has gone to 2. So they kind of just been like, oh, you know, things are fine. You know, everything was fine in my last tribe. I've now swapped over here. Nobody seems like, I think I got a good relationship with everybody. I want to work with everybody. Everything's pretty cool. And then today, Chrissy and Angelina were told, hey, don't forget you have to play Survivor. And they just were not prepared.
Okay, but here's the thing. I think they were playing Survivor just differently. Like, and I think it feels personal. I hate when people call reality TV a social experiment, but I guess it technically is.
I guess so.
Humans are meant to be social. So when you think you're just being yourself and like you're going fine, nothing's happened, and you later are told, hey girl, actually everyone couldn't stand you, you should shut up. Oh,
you know,
I need my girls. She immediately got those girls and said, we need girl talk, because this man has no emotional intelligence to tell me this.
Coach was trying to help. And I'm not here to have my coach hat on, you know, my coach Super Saver cape on, but like he was trying to help. He's like, I want to work with Chrissy. Last episode, we saw people saying Chrissy's doing a lot. She's doing too much of the mommy. And so coach is like, hey, Chrissy, just bring it. Just bring it here. Just bring it down. What Chrissy heard is, I talk too much. Oh, okay, bet. And you know, it doesn't really matter what the intent was. It really just depends on how it landed, right? If coach didn't have a soft enough touch, then this is on coach. And he tells this to Chrissy, and she immediately is like, I got to find other friends. And good on her. She said she's gonna turn her game up a little bit. Good for you. You shouldn't just be sitting out here getting picked off because you talk a little bit. It's Survivor. We should be voting people off for worse things than that, strategic moves or whatever. And I do like that there's this weird juxtaposition of coach doing this to Chrissy, because people have done this with coach. You know, in Heroes vs. Villains, Tyson brought coach down to the beach and like, hey, Your coach Chi, do it over there. They're laughing at you. Don't tell any more stories. He has been on the other side of this. So he thought he was trying to help, and maybe it does help in the long run, but it definitely stung when Chrissy heard it.
Yeah, I think it will help, actually. But I think it's just jarring because I think mostly people are just trying to be themselves, therefore having a genuine connection. And when you say, hey, your genuine self is off-putting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But guess what? Guess what? Chrissy turned it around because when we got to that blindfold challenge, she brought it home. And I'm so happy for her.
I don't want to get too far from Angelina.
No.
But when she's brought this news from about her new, tribe configuration, and she's now hearing that she's on the bottom. Of course, she's like, okay, they were after me, but she's in a good spot because she does have 2 natural allies. This tribe swap could not have gone better for Angelina.
Yes. At the end, I basically said that Callow is the bisexual tribe. Ooh. And they have their hag. Their hag being Angelina. Like, she was put into an HBO show, which, wow, to CBS getting the rights to play that clip.
What? Like, yeah, how about that? I mean, don't get me wrong, Mike White is right there, so I'm sure he just give the head nod. But it's crazy to see an HBO show used as almost like game footage in this, which is wild.
Yes. And I feel like when Mike White stepped on there, like where Q was probably the loudest, most present person in a group, Mike White does not have to say anything. And having him stand next to Angelina now, Angelina's like, you wanted to vote me out?
Right.
Okay.
This Mike White is back to his old tricks. I've always been very high on Mike White as a Survivor player. His David versus Goliath game, I will never stop saying that he was robbed, because he was robbed. He should have won that game. And now he's back and he's doing his Mike White things. He's like, I want to do this. I don't want this type of person running the tribe. He knows that he won't be a priority for Q. He knows they have a big target on their backs, being 3 people from the same season. And so for him, he gets to come after Q and save his number 1 ally, because him and Angelina are friends in real life. This is not a game connection. She was just on his show. They are besties. And it's like Christian, they can probably cut loose, but he's not cutting Angelina loose anytime soon.
Absolutely not. She's staying. Happy at her luck. This is amazing. What else about, like, he also pointed out that there's multiple people here who have voted him out in previous seasons, but it doesn't look like it's going to be too much of a problem for him.
No, so I love Christian for being like, hey, these 2 people voted for me multiple times. I think he said 4 times each. Christian got he's like in the running for the most votes ever received for a Survivor player in a one-time season. Like he had like 20 some votes because they were after him the entire time. So Christian should be weary of those 2 people, especially because he knows, like, those 2 are besties and then you're the third. I know this is the Bi Reality podcast, but I mean, like, it's it's giving unicorn, so he's like in the middle, they're passing him around a little bit, but he knows, like, at the end of the day, they're going to choose each other. And so Christian should be looking for other avenues if necessary.
And then there's Emily, who is not loyal to nobody but herself. She keeps saying, what about my game? Which I love. Let's just kind of balance how your game needs to also work with other people. And we can't forget Christian's partner is Rick. They will be reunited at that merge at doing all the goofy stuff again. So he could be a unicorn for now.
I'm a little surprised though, because I thought Christian was pretty good with Ozzy. Wasn't it Christian, Ozzy, Sari, Rick, and Emily? Weren't they running that tribe? I mean, we lose Savannah and Jenna because they were coming after Sari. They talked about voting for Ozzy, but in this episode, Emily goes to Ozzy. We never see Christian and Ozzy talk strategy. I don't know how that deteriorated so fast.
I think it was more that Sari and Ozzy are each other's. They were close. They came in knowing they were going to be close. And I think Rick and Christian wanted to work with Sari not so much Ozzy.
And she had Ozzy. Yeah, she had an Ozzy
Yeah.
+1.
So right now we're just working around Ozzy. Emily, I guess. Emily will pick you up and drop you at any moment because her trying to talk up to Ozzy now. I don't really know if Ozzy was feeling it, but him and his colorful earrings. He was like, I guess this is what I'm doing until I can get back to Suri.
I mean, that's really what it is. Ozzy's like, okay, I want to do strategy, but y'all are probably better than that at me. And I haven't been doing strategy on my own thus far. I've been letting Suri kind of handle it. Should I give you the keys and just kind of let you drive me until I get back to my mama? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, wait till I get home and then I can do a little something. He was like, can we do her first and then do Q? Like, he tried to throw his head. Emily's like, sit this one out, Ozzy.
Yeah.
This one out for you. Just follow me on this one. And he did. And I mean, like I said, very fortuitous draw for the David versus Goliath because, I mean, Q doesn't have a vote, so this could have been a much harder decision. But the fact that the best they could do was a tie, I think the decision was very easy to just go ahead and go with the majority.
For sure. Before we get there, let's look at our other tribes. We had, oh my gosh, we have on Sela. Oh my God. So everyone's kind of revisiting their past survivor trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's so interesting that Rizzo, I don't know this man, by the way. I was Suri when she was like, Riz God.
Riz God.
No, but Rizzo, he's talking a lot and he comes at Charlie like a fan. This is like a messy question I would give.
Yes,
it's like
absolutely.
When's the last time you talked to Maria? And everyone's just looking.
Wait, but you're not wrong. He asked the question, and a part of me was taken aback, like, how dare you ask? But also, what's the answer? I'm the type of person who like, well, I mean, I wasn't gonna ask it, but since you asked, I'm definitely gonna,
exactly. Like, how dare you give me the answer?
Yes.
Thank you for taking that shot for me.
Right, because I might be a Riz God stan after that. I mean, to be just like outwardly be like, so tell me the messiest thing that happened in your life in the last couple of years. I'm like, I appreciate it.
Exactly. Giving him more flashbacks. I'm just like, and then Riz, he says that, Charlie should have won and blah, blah, blah. And he can now prove if he's going to win. Exactly. If he should have won, he can do it again. Instead, you're having this man guilt for a man and being like, let me tell you information you did not earn and ask for. And Charlie does not respect it because we get a flashback to the night.
Oh.
We find out that Riz also did not vote for his number one, even though she was in the final 3. And he's like, oh no, but it's not a problem because I wasn't the final deciding vote. And it's like,
it's the way Charlie is laying on the ground with his eyes open, like he's hearing somebody say that they're about to murder him. He's like,
yep.
Oh, and Riz God has no spatial awareness. He does not realize that Charlie would be right there and also taking offense to this. I don't really know why Riz God is even telling this story. In my mind, if I'm Riz God, I'm like, Savannah was my number one and I voted her to win and she's gone.
Exactly.
She's gone. I don't have my number one in the game. I'm a free agent. Take me. But he's talking about somebody they don't even know. Why do they care about Sophie?
They don't. I don't.
They don't.
I didn't watch the season, and the fact that he was being honest, I was like, you could have lied to me and I wouldn't know. I would have not been mad.
Yeah, you could have lied. He could have been like, I voted for Savannah, she won, and now she's gone, so I'm by myself. That's actually a true statement. Instead, he said, my number one was the third person in the equation, and I didn't vote for her. I voted for Savannah, who is now gone. Why? Why did you even bring that up? It's not like it's not like a very like in a vacuum, like this is an awful thing to do. But Charlie being right there and knowing about the scars, you know, it's like he forgot almost. Like you asked that very good fan question, tell us about Maria. And now he's like, So anyway, and just forgot all the stuff he just learned. Like lock back in, Rizgard.
Yeah, for him to, and it makes it look worse. It makes it look like he was really trying to rub the salt in, bringing up Maria, which they have not talked. So, we'll see how this goes. On the surface, you would look and be like, okay, maybe Charlie and Briz can work together, but no. But then here's the thing.
Okay.
This man is almost like Emily. These white young players could put their foot in the mouth and it'll turn around. Kobe's like, oh, he's so annoying. Kobe's like, actually, I can keep around. That's why I'm like, I'm not too hard on Chrissy. It's like men can be annoying all the time.
Yeah, because we see the Riz guy come back from this very quickly, you know. Could you pull up that tribe for me again?
Yes.
Just this now, because my issue here is that we saw Rick Devens and Sari kind of looking around and being like, God dang, we're up against 5 new era people. Okay, 5 new era people. We know each other from our last tribe. Some of them have been on tribes together. This could be bad for us.
Yeah,
it's Charlie, because you know I'm a Sari truther. Okay, I'm all
right.
Sari above all, and then I'll worry about the rest after that. Right? Does Sari pull Charlie over to take out the Riz guy? Like, how do we get? Because now it's Riz guy versus Charlie. In my mind, what does Sari need to do to make sure that flame is stoked? Because I can't deal with her getting voted out just because she got swap screwed against 5 kids.
Yeah, I think she could survive this, honestly. I think Camila, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful and maybe a little delusional. I think Camila can see Suri's worth, I think, and want to stick around. Rick, obviously, that's there. Hopefully Jonathan just keeps winning immunity challenges and it's never a problem.
Yeah, we don't need to go back to tribal. That would be nice.
D Aubry
she
said,
likes Suri.
She does. But her friend said you gotta take her out. And guess what? Someone else said that. And she's still here. So
who was this friend? Show yourself. If you're the friend that put the target on Suri's back, I don't need you in my life. Also, and Jonathan shutting it down. D says, I like Suri. He's like, and that's why we need to vote. Like, Jonathan, shut up. Shut up.
Jonathan, do your job. And that's show up in that immunity.
Hurry stuff and swim fast. Okay. Lift heavy stuff and swim fast. That's all we need from you.
All we need from you. So yeah, if I were to guess, Riz is in trouble first if they go.
Yes, Charlie, make your move. Make your move, Charlie. Yeah. Come on, save Suri.
And we can't forget Charlie is fond of older women. I don't know if I don't know if he's too scarred from Maria.
Right.
But Suri, she works magic. I think if they both want it, they can go together.
I like this train of thought. Okay. Because we saw him talk about Chrissy. He's like, I was going with Chrissy, but then she started to mom too much. He's like, he tried it with Maria. He touched the hot stove, but Suri, that's nice and inviting. Come on into Suri's orbit. Let her do her thing. I think you're right. I think we need to get. I don't know how we're gonna do this because we saw them interact none.
Yeah.
But if we could get Devens and Suri over to Charlie, right, then we can start to pull. Okay, maybe we could work some magic here.
Because I think Charlie even would rock with Rick. I think he would know though he would have to take out people like Rick and everything, and he would be at the bottom if he goes too far with Suri's allies. But for right now, that could work.
Yeah, they can't go back to tribal council. I can't deal with that kind of stress. Can't do it. Sorry. They gotta win. Gotta win them all.
Unfortunately. Then we have our other tribe. We got Kalo, Sela, and
Fatu.
Yes. This is interesting. We got our older good old boy men. And 4 ladies. And I think, it was nauseating. It was nauseating with Joe.
Disgusting.
Joe was like, oh, I found my boys.
Honor, integrity. Like, stop it, make it stop.
Remember, Coach literally started the season stealing Aussie's win right from under him.
Honor, integrity, honor, integrity, honor, integrity. I was like, dear God, this is the longest scene of television in the world.
But you know what? Because I think all of them are like, I don't know Kobe. I don't know him like that. But with Coach and Joe, one thing about them is that when they do cross someone, they make it work in their head of why it's justified. Never forget, Joe was so upset when that guy accused him of going back on his word. Just the exactly. And just like the mention, he was done with him for the rest. So if Coach and Joe just get into some murky waters like that, they could blow each other up.
Okay, so here's my issue. The 3 honor and integrity guys, to me, they should be outnumbered here. You have the 4 women, you got the 3 honor and integrity guys. This should be a piece of cake. But they got the honor and integrity folks got Genevieve. They have Genevieve, you know, and they kind of have Chrissy, you know. They do have the majority here. The only saving grace. Let me talk about light skin Aubry, okay? Light skin. I've been calling Aubry light skin since Black History Month. I gotta show love. Okay. Aubry, what Aubry gonna do? She gonna go to bat for Sari, okay? She gonna do that, and she gonna find her a black woman to work with. And the ghost of Sydney Gillum is on this tribe because her and Tiffany linked up. I said she's back.
I'm so happy. I am so happy. I was like, you know what? Tiffany has not talked in these first 2 episodes, and I'm okay because that means she don't have to worry. We don't have to worry about her. When she finally spoke, I was so happy because Genevieve's running around trying to plant seeds of being like, oh, Aubry, she just thought I was sketchy. She thought I was sketchy. As she's doing the most sketchy thing after a freaking swap, throwing her name in the mud. And she finally tells Tiffany did a great poker face, and she was like, I like Aubry. So she just sat down and told Aubry, and Aubry, she had that little crash being on the beach again. But she's like, look, I got this idol for somebody, so someone wants to work with me. Tiffany, she wants to work with me. I think we can do things. So, and they didn't have to go to tribal. So
yeah.
I'm happy.
Me too. So I love Genevieve, but also I will never let go of the fact that she voted out Asia. Can't let it go. Sorry. And so when Aubry is anti-Genevieve, I'm like, yes, my sister. You know, like let's light skin Aubry, okay? Light skin Aubry is back. She got Tiffany, and I really, you know, because. And this is no disrespect to Tiffany at all, but Sydney Gillum should be on this season. And because she's not, I would love for Tiffany and Aubry to kind of step into that role, because that's Aubry at her best. Ko-Rom, after she has her meltdown in Ko-Rom, when she's locked in and she's making the moves after the merge, or her and Tiffany, and they're cutting through the tribe and deciding who goes home, that stuff is so fun to watch. I would love to see them carve their way through this tribe and make it to the merge.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's been so long since I watched Aubry's season, but that might be a rewatch, honestly. Yeah. Like, I'm like, I have to feel it in order to go back to 49, but I'll rewatch Aubry's season right now.
Yeah, I mean, because here's the thing. They don't know that Tiffany is with Aubry. So if they say, hey, we're going to put all the votes on Aubry, Tiffany goes to Aubry plays her idol. Let's get one of these honor and integrity people out of here. Let's do that.
That would be beautiful. That would be beautiful. I want to keep Chrissy around for a while too. Just take out these guys. I mean, also the blindfold challenge with these guys. The fact that Kobe smacked his head on that freaking, like, I want to think it's wooden. I don't want to think it's metal. And he kept falling down.
That man was concussed.
And Jeff wants to sit there and be like, we bleed in Survivor. Sir, first of all,
concussed.
He's an older man.
85 years old. He's 87. He's 89 years old, Jeff, for the love of God.
We can't do elder abuse. And like, also, need I remind you, Kyle got taken out because of his Achilles. We get it. This game is dangerous, but you only win $1 million, and we live in America where we have to pay for our health care. I can't have a brain bleed and have all my millions go to the brain bleed. That's like...
It's the way he was floundering. You know, he was trying to get back up, but you could tell he was seeing stars. You could see the little birds like floating around his head in a circle. And I just knew Jeff was gonna be like, wait, everybody stop. Kobe, are you good? He's like, that's it. We bleed out here. I was like, Jeff, that man is concussed.
You can't do that. You
can't do that.
This is the most dangerous. If I had to say, this is the most dangerous challenge, and I actually kind of don't like watching it because of that.
Yeah. Once he hit his head, I was legitimately concerned.
Because they do that. Like, they do that all the time. They never get low enough. You need to let your belly, let your sea lion get as low, and maybe even have the hand up.
Block your face, guard your head, or something. Because dear God, he smacked it.
It did.
Just tough. That was a tough hit.
Yeah, and then Riz had the ring fall directly on his head. You can hardly plan for that. Maybe you could shout "move, Riz," but
he don't know.
He just had to take that.
You just had to take that L. That was one for the books, man. This was a tough challenge. All the blindfold challenges are like this, though. They do this to watch these people run into stuff, but you would think by now you would not want to knock your people out like this.
Can we make like hard foam? Is it hard foam?
Something. Like, I mean, God.
I gotta ask Mike Bloom. Like, what is that?
Has Mike Bloom ever shown you his war wounds? So he went out to location or whatever, and they let them do the challenges. He told me, I went on challenge and I got hurt. What do you mean you got hurt? Why were you out there doing a challenge? Mike Bloom, you're 65 too. And you're out there, you have not been working out. Like, what?
First of all, Mike Bloom does not look 65.
Me and Mike Bloom are the same age. We are 65 and have no business out there scraping ourselves up on these challenges for play. At least they doing it for $1 million. You tell me to go get concussed for $1 million, I might do it. But for the love of the game, Mike Bloom, please love yourself.
I would love to go to a set, but I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing all that extra stuff. Like, I gotta do that if I come. Pass.
You know how much we get paid as riders? I don't have good health care.
Right. I can just assume that I can just go out there and do some challenges. Please.
Not me. So from there, that tribal council, should we get into it? There was just so much happening on our losing tribe that I'm just like, did we really get into all of it? We know Emily's running around.
Well, the one thing we didn't talk about is that Mike White, first of all, you want to talk about chaos. He looks at Stephanie and says, I'm voting for you. I was like, you know that Whitney Houston where she's looking around? Mike, what part of the game is that? You go look that woman in the face and tell her, yeah, we're probably all just going to vote for you. I said, Stephanie better than me. I would have showed my ass in them. We about to what?
And guess what? Just like how Whitney's a bi icon, Mike's a bi icon. Whitney was from Jersey. She would have told Stephanie to her face. Actually, I think I'm gonna go you. What are you going to do about it? Stephanie was still looking around like, No, that's definitely my chaotic bi moment of the episode. him telling Stephanie straight up that he was probably gonna vote for her, but then later be like, actually, I think I should go Q because he's just more of a presence to take that out. It's like, good for you, Mike.
So I hear you, and I know you reserve the right to give your chaotic bi moment to a bisexual man. I get it, but I see your bi moment, and I raise you Q, then saying, why don't you just vote for me? Now look,
oh my God.
Now look, you had a good moment, but that's crazy to me. I was like, Q, what are we doing, baby? What are we doing?
I love Q. I was happy they brought him back. I was like, they know what I need. Like, sure, bring back the series, bring back the masterminds. But Q, first of all, he was at his top game top game in his losing episode. And you know when he's at the top of his game, he's going to lose.
And that's the moment.
The way he was like, all right, I don't have a vote, so I'm going to use Emily. I was like, this makes sense. This makes sense. We'll see. Then he said, we can cancel Christmas. Ding. We finally got that for our season. And then we're actually going to tribal. And he says, you can vote me. I was like, trifecta. We got everything, everything on the Q bingo card. I love it because it's like, oh, did he mature? Did he learn a few lessons? No, he was just on a winning tribe.
That's it. Because he could have just let Stephanie go. It's Stephanie. You'll be all right. That girl done played 3 times already. You would be okay. Let her go. That man said, vote for me. And my mouth was on the floor because now Mike White gets the tribal council and his vote, he says, you told me to vote for you. I said, God damn it, Q.
Gave him a pass and everything. And it's like, he has control issues. I get it. As a person with control issues, I was like, if I'm going to die right now, it's going to be by my hand.
I'm going to kill me.
I don't have to guess when, how.
He said, if anybody's going to vote out my number one, it's going to be me. And I screamed. I'm sorry. There was so much good Q content in this episode. It was so good.
Mike White, please put him in White Lotus, even though it's very white. But we had a black Survivor player on there.
But okay, let me talk about that because I haven't got to say this on record. Mike White, you put Carl and Natalie on last season. They didn't even get a speaking line. We get Angelina's all in the camera and stuff like that on this episode. Alec from his season was all in the first in the analingus scene in the first season, but we get Carl and Natalie just walking around looking pretty. They couldn't even meet Belinda. They couldn't even link up with the other black lady. Mike White, I'm watching you. Don't play with me.
You got to get in his good graces.
Got to.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Did Q do it by saying, hey, sir, you can vote for me.
Vote for me. Let me take this off your plate so I can be the star of the next season of the White Lotus.
Give me a line so I get my SAG card, please.
Exactly. I want the next season Q plays Survivor. We should be playing the clip of him at the White Lotus, you know? I can't believe he told them people to vote him out again.
I can. Here's my thing. Is it like misogyny or like patriarchy? Because it's like he has that. It's very Joe as well. It's like, I will become the martyr because only I can take on this burden for you. And it's like, these are your competitors. You should look at everyone as your equal competitor. And yet you're like, no, but I can take it.
It's me.
And it's like, you're a black man. You're a black man during this recession. If you don't, I want to know what his family says because the way I would cuss out a family member for giving up $1 million for what?
Yeah, he got main character energy. You're definitely right. It definitely probably comes from him being a big old strong man. He went to Ole Miss and was on the football team, so they loved him there. And now he makes a lot of money selling real estate to a bunch of people with a lot of money to give. And so a part of him has been validated by a lot of his experience. You know, I have a feeling that he didn't have to move as cautiously as people who don't come up in that same type of system, you know, the Ole Miss football player pipeline. And so because of that, I think he lost sight of things. This is the second season that we've seen Q play, and the second time he has told people, just vote me out. I don't really know what to do with this man, but I would be lying if I said I never want to see him play Survivor again. Bring him back. Let him do it again.
Exactly. Honestly, when his contract is up, Traders 30.
Oh, come on, Traders. Okay. We could faithful or a traitor?
Oh, definitely a faithful.
Definitely a faithful. Loud and wrong and sure of himself. They're gonna be like Colton who? Pilot Pete who? They gonna be,
and then he'll be like, just murder me. He would, you know what? He wouldn't get banished. He would just tell the traitors to murder him instead.
Murder me. Don't vote out these people. Vote me out. Like, I could just see him now being like, no, just vote. Oh my God. Yeah. I don't know if he has aspirations to play other games or if Survivor is just his jam. But I think that you're right. Loud and wrong Q on the traitors would feed families.
Yes, it would. Also, we find out Ozzy has just always gone to tribal.
3 in a row.
How do we? But like, did it also mean like in his career? Like he's
no.
Okay.
Because in the first season, honestly, the first time he played, he wasn't on the best tribe, but he wasn't on the worst. The black people were the worst tribe in Cook Islands. But they swap up very early on, and then there's a mutiny, and it leaves him and the 4 other people he was with. Was him, Sandra, Becky, and Yule. They all are there, and then they just kind of stick together the rest of the way. And he wins. You know, you let Ozzy start getting to individual challenges, he's never gonna he's fine.
Yeah.
But he's had some rough spots in the pre-merge for sure. Micronesia, I think the fans were not even they weren't a match for them people at all against the favorites. They had a couple upsets, but for the most part, the fans were running away with it. But this time, I don't think Ozzy's ever seen this type of losing. He's never been to back to back to back.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I did watch those seasons. It still hits me. I could not believe. I was like, what do you mean Ozzy is from the racist season?
Right.
What do you mean? What do you mean that is his first season? Therefore, we technically can never forget that season.
You see, I'm like, hey, what tribe was he? Oh yeah, the Hispanic tribe, you know. And they're like, they didn't care what country they came from. They like, is there? Can you speak Spanish? Yes or no? Okay. Did your mom speak Spanish? Okay, you could be on this tribe. Like, he was there. With the blacks were on the blacks tribe, you know. I think the most egregious tribe is really the Asians because they didn't care where in Asia you were from. They like, all right, whatever, put them together, and then everybody else.
But that's like pure colonialism and how America sees race.
Yeah.
There were still some gems. I mean, like
still
the Asian tribe having like that eldest castaway, and he was just looking at people's heads, and they all had the red mark, but they're like, my head is awake. I'm like, I love that. Latino man, I still think about him. Where is he? He's got one little question, one sentence from a white girl, and he ran for the
folded like a damn towel. Billy Garcia. The fact you want to talk about your family being mad at you when you come home after losing $1 million, could you imagine?
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? Thank God it wasn't a black man.
Like, could you imagine?
I can't handle that. Oh my God. But yeah, I don't think we got too much else talking at the.
I think the other key thing that we haven't really talked about is that Emily goes and brings Ozzy in on this vote. You know, he was going to be left out. They were, you know, she obviously all she had to do was just join the David versus Goliath. And then the 2 people at the bottom are Stephanie and Ozzy. Even Ozzy voted out Q. And when Q was going out, he's like, was this you? Ozzy took credit for this vote. Ozzy.
Sure. I mean, it's not a jury, so it's not like he just completely mismanaged that jury. But no, he was shook. He was shook, and it's like, why are you shook? I kind of felt bad. I shouldn't. But I kind of felt bad that when like it happened, Q knew what was happening. You could tell he got a little choked up. He like. I can't really say anything, and then he's in front of Jeff, and I'm just like, but you did this though.
Yeah,
you did this.
Like, he shouldn't have been so confident. Like at the very least, this should not have been a blindside because, like, at best they could tie it up. You know, at best he didn't have a vote. Number one, he gave it away to Ozzy of all people, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like you gave your vote to this man, and then he used it to vote you out essentially. I mean, well, technically he gave your vote to Serene, and then he used his other vote to vote you out. Had you not sold your vote to Ozzy, you know, maybe you would be in a different position. I mean, Ozzy wouldn't have a vote here, and you would. and then maybe
I
you be in the power
know.
position.
He got outplayed at almost every turn.
Not great.
It's
Not a great swap.
good.
Not a good. Yeah, it wasn't a great look. It's not. It's just he was doing so well on that other tribe with all the alphas and Stephanie. You know. Yeah, he's doing so well.
So now we're down to 2 Black people. That's just what it is.
And you know, I need Tiffany and Cirie to kind of find themselves on the same tribe soon. You know, I need that Cirie and Michaela kind of vibe. Like I need that back. I just feel like, and you know, in the past, you know, if the people are keeping up with stats, you know me, I'm a historian. In the past, we know the Black folks, when they link up, they do way better.
Yeah.
You know, you get to the like Earl's in the final 3 with Cassandra, Jeremy's in the final 3 with Tasha. That is not. It's not a coincidence, you know. It's like it's good to have somebody like-minded or like you around. And so if we could just get Cirie and Tiffany on the same orbit.
It's truly our only shot. It's the only shot. I can't believe this. Our one Black man who was a winner out, Achilles. Q took himself out for no reason. We didn't have anyone else, right?
No. I think that's it. Yeah.
And then you know what?
What's up?
I had a feeling that if Kyle stayed, Q would have continued playing better because I'm telling you, I bet Kyle had so much influence.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
so
for
much
sure.
influence.
It made me very happy to see them link up at the well and be like, oh, we're good. Because I could have definitely, I definitely could have saw it going both ways, right? Like Q being like, he already won. I don't want to play with him, blah, blah. They seemed like they were on the right path. And so I'm like, all right, do we got something there? But yeah, with him being gone, I think, you know, there's like a brains of the operation sometimes. Like everybody has their role. And I think Kyle is like the brains of the operation. Q is like the muscle, or even like, you know, he's like a personality hire, you know, like me. I'm a personality hire. I'm not in charge of nothing. I'm here for the vibes. I'm here because y'all like me. We had a good time. I'm not here to make any long decisions for everybody. Like, hey, y'all got it. Just show me where to come. I feel like when you lose the head of the snake, sometimes the rest of the snake be like, damn, you know, and then you let the chaotic people do what they got to do by themselves, and that's where you see it fall apart. We saw Emily spiraling without her when she thought the level-headed people in her alliance were gone. You know, I think you need the person who is going to be kind of the compass and steering you in the right direction. And I think with Kyle, Q's probably way better.
Totally. But yeah, you're not a personality hire. You can't do all that recapping on a recap kickback and be like, I don't work. I just
look,
like, no.
Look, you've talked to my co-host Mari. She's the brains, and I am just that lady. That God bless her. God bless Mari.
Oh my God, I want to get one of her heated rivalry tumblers.
Get it. They're so nice. Those tumblers are so nice. Yeah,
they are.
Gotta get you one.
All right. We talked about our chaotic bi moment. Yeah. What is our beautiful Black moment of the episode?
Well,
I can go first.
Okay, go ahead.
Mine is Tiffany ratting out Genevieve.
Honestly, same, because light skin Aubry is back, baby. Okay.
I like immediately messaged Tiffany. I was like, yes, we're in here with Aubry. She said,
yes. No, she's so real for that, man. Yeah, that has to be the moment. I just love it so much. It was really good. And it was almost like Tiffany's moment, because we haven't gotten enough Tiffany. We haven't. I get it. Her tribe has been winning. I get that. And Aubrey's the target. I get that. But now that the two of them linked up, I see the magic in the way this feels. I feel this energy. It feels good. I just don't really know what the makeup of this tribe is. Like, if I'm assuming Coach is still with Chrissy and now he's with the guys, I would think that Ford and Genevieve have they have the lead here. But I just don't see this being a alliance with longevity. You know, I'm really thinking that maybe Tiffany could infiltrate and start to put some cracks in this. But I agree, this was the beautiful Black moment, and it wasn't even close.
Yeah, I think she'll be fine. Tiffany's a strong person in challenges. So I think the men will value her for that. She also, we have to remember, started out with Q in her first season. She can deal with chaos.
Yeah, easy peasy. Yeah, she's got this. Like these men don't know what's coming to them when it comes to Tiffany. And then of course Aubry has an idol. So, you know, not bad.
Exactly.
Not bad.
If we can play that idol right, and if we don't, it goes back to
Aubry's idol's gonna go. No, Aubry's idol's gonna go to Christian over there
Christian.
and that's a chaotic tribe to send that to because yeah.
The fact that they ratted out, did they? Okay, so Emily tells them about the idol that Aubry has, but does anyone know it's a boomerang, therefore it could go back to Christian?
I don't know how much she told them. Yeah, because she didn't know that much either. She didn't have the full package. She don't have the full story. So she wouldn't know. But everybody else does. And I will say this. At first, I was rolling my eyes at this boomerang idol because to me, it's a little too cute. Come on, but it's the fact that because of the tribe swap, everybody who was on those separate tribes all know that there are idols in play. Like these idols are not a secret because they all told somebody when they sent the idol to somebody else that they were doing it. So Emily's outing Aubry's idol. Riz guy is outing, the other idol that Ozzy got, I think. And then I think it's only 2 of them, right? So
yeah.
So now 2 different tribes know about these idols, even though some of them weren't even in the same vicinity when they were given out. And these could have easily been secret. So I do like that it's added this different layer because the word of mouth is getting out about this boomerang.
Oh yeah.
Cere's face when she heard about it was like, yeah, Serena was like, "Who's Billie Eilish?" Like she was like, "Who?"
No, I love when the castaways, they know what they're supposed to do and give. I forget if it was Rick or someone when he heard the Billie Eilish idol. No clue. He was like, "I love her."
Yeah, she's my fave. What does she do? William Eilish? William Eyelash? That's her name? His name? That's okay. Thank you, Bill. You could tell. You could tell he didn't know.
You might get a genuine reaction from Charlie, but yeah. So it's very interesting. Okay, in the teaser for next week, I was on a high at the end of this episode, so they kind of got me in the first half. We see Charlie smacking Jonathan. No, really punching. It looked like a closed fist. Then he had a stick and broke it on him. And I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh no, they're just being men. Yeah. They're just being boys. It's
boys night. Boys are back in town.
The war flashback. So, oh my gosh, what? I don't even know. I don't even know what that could be about and what everyone else will think about it, but it does happen out in the open, so.
It does, and we also get a preview of Zach Brown coming. You want to talk about people Sari doesn't know. Zach Brown of the Zach Brown Band is going to be there playing his guitar for some reason or another, and I just don't know why. I just still don't know why.
Zach Brown? Do I know who Zach Brown is?
The Zach Brown Band, I know some songs about them, but he was in the preview for the season, and we didn't back when they named Billie Eilish, and we all were like, what? Why is she there? He got off the boat in the preview for the season, but also in this trailer that we got, this teaser for next week, they show him playing the guitar on the beach, and so I'm assuming he's going to be a part of the reward next week.
You know him?
I know a song by him, Chicken Fried.
What song?
It's called Chicken Fried.
Can you sing it?
I'm a Texan. I'm a Texan, like
yeah.
I will put my black hat on in a heartbeat and really transform for you, Miss Nicole. So
okay,
don't do that. Don't do that, because if I grab my guitar, you really gonna judge me.
No, I want to hear it. What does it sound like? I'm
not about to perform Chicken Fried. Not that one. It's not that easy. You almost got me.
Be brave. Be brave.
I'm brave. That's a setup.
I live in Tennessee. I'm here with you.
See, you in Tennessee. You're supposed to know Zach Brown. You're supposed to get down with Chicken Fried. He's from Atlanta though, technically. So
Oh, okay.
I don't. Yeah, it don't bother you that you missed it.
I am trying harder because I'm writing for Parade, and that demographic really loves country music. Do you know that Dolly, her now I know Dolly. What is happening right now?
With Dolly Parton?
Jolene. So a new artist released a new version. It's called Son of Jolene. And Dolly has a part in it.
Oh. She likes to pop out. I'll give her that. When the kids get to go and she likes to be a part of it. Her and Miley have performed Jolene a million times, and now Miley sings it like it's her own song. And to be fair, Miley, she sings it like it's her own song, so I give her, she can do whatever she wants. But yeah, that's very interesting. No, I didn't know there was a new one out. Yeah, Bells I'm not up on my recent Dolly hits. I have to get tacked in. Where my damn hat at?
Also, do you know the song "Choosing Texas"?
Choosing Texas? No, I need to get tapped in. I didn't know there was a song. What is going on?
It's a nice little one. It's like this girlie, she's in Nashville, and she was like, "Oh no, he found Texas on the floor. I think he's gonna choose Texas."
I seen this. Yeah, I seen this TikTok sound. He's two-stepping around the room. Yeah, one of my Facebook friends or somebody's like, if I have to hear that damn song again, I didn't know what it was called. Like, I have to hear that damn song again. Yeah, as a Texan, I think that one's gonna be around for a while.
Yeah. So that's me trying to be current. You hear? So
well, you're gonna get your crash course in Zac Brown next week. Boo, 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 boo.
By the way, tonight is Love Is Blind season 10's reunion. There's a musical performance in that.
Sometimes Love Is Blind give it, and sometimes it take it away. I've been getting the vibe this season that this was a take it away season. You
get the vibe, so you didn't watch it?
Oh no, I don't watch Love Is Blind unless somebody tells me to. Someone has to literally say there's foolishness going on. Like last season when I found out about that black man playing in that black lady face, the one with the hair pick.
2 seasons
was that last season? The guy with the hair pick?
Oh no, you're probably right. I didn't watch that. I couldn't.
You're like me. Like I had to opt out, y'all. I can't do this one because I'm about to fight. I'm about to fight.
I saw one thing of him like crying. I was like, no.
I saw one clip and he was crying, and I said, I ain't doing it. So no, I didn't watch Love Is Blind this season. And then this season, I didn't hear great things though. I didn't hear like whirlwind romances that we need to be speaking of. I've been seeing some MAGA stuff out there a little bit too, a couple allegations for a couple people when it comes to the MAGA. So
the thing is, there is a cute couple this season, but you hardly saw them because they have sense and a job. So there is this there's this white woman named Christine. She matched with this beautiful black man with like long locks and everything.
Vic.
Everyone's like, what?
Victor?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I saw
Ick. I was like, whoa.
No, I said Vic. I thought I've seen his name and his locks before. Vic.
Yes. So he's a doctor. He's a professor of criminology, trying to talk about the racisms and whatnot.
Okay.
He got himself a white girl. The white girl, she actually has, we find out on the wedding day because we did not see that much of them. She has some black friends. So she asked this man, she was like, black man, you worried about me having your black babies? I might not know everything, but I'll try. And he was like, yeah, we're doing this. So it's like, great. They did not go on the cast trip. The cast went to Mexico because cheap. Apparently they could not afford, and so they sent them to Malibu before they all went back to Ohio. And they were like, no, that was cool. We actually kind of preferred it. Like, they were such introverts. And I swear you didn't see them until like the wedding, and the wedding was like freaking beautiful. A black baby coming down as the flower girl.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Everyone sees his mama and they're like, where he from? Because this mama
you hear
a Caribbean accent.
Yeah, Yeah.
She's from Grenada.
Okay.
And she did not meet that white woman until the wedding day because she's from Grenada.
Right. He knew better. He knew what he was doing. He said, "You're getting out
No,
the way."
mom seemed cool. And the sister was the officiant for them. I was like,
Oh yeah, this is good.
Yeah. And I was watching the finale with my partner, Jordan. This black man said, "You are my rib." Jordan's like, they're married.
They married.
That's married.
That's one of them. That's one of them. Hey, you that missing that piece of me. You know what I'm saying? That's not for TV.
No,
for TV stuff. That's that you my rib. Oh, that's that. Yeah, that's that church love. You know, they'd have been to the chapel. They talked to the pastor.
Yeah. I also think they probably did not spend much time out the bedroom because when they started kissing on that wedding day, I was like,
people.
A lot of tongue going on. They were talking about how they need to go back to the hotel after the wedding, and he was like,
how did we not talk about Jeff Probst rapping?
Because I wanted to forget.
I did forget.
I guess we gotta circle back to, first of all, the snaps. We have to start with the snaps because they were fast. I was like, I'm gonna have a heart attack. I'm gonna have a heart attack.
You got to slow the beats down.
Please. The 2 and the 4. The 2 and the 4.
God.
And then he started, and I forget what the word is because I know he was working up to swap by the rhymes he was using.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, just get there, please. I didn't know this was a thing.
I didn't know. I did not know. I
saw Gia Worthy share the thing that one of the castaways said, please stop rapping.
I mean, yeah, the window, like, put the pen down. Like,
yeah.
What is up with this man? First of all, we had chicken and waffles. Then we also had Star Toomey and her My Enemy's Been Plotting music video in the middle of Survivor. And now Jeff Probst is literally rapping. What's happening?
I just figured maybe it was like to pay homage to his rapping days.
He had rapping days?
I don't know. That's what I thought Gia Worthy was saying.
Jeff, you gotta ask permission before you start rapping in front of black folks. Like, there were too many black people on the island still for you to do that.
3 people?
It's a microaggression in front of 3 people. You can't just start rapping like as a white man in front of black folks like that.
But I do think they kept the black quota down for him to rap.
Somebody should have interrupted. Like, I don't want to be that guy to get on national television and be like, now, Jeff, hold on. But somebody should have said something.
Someone probably did, but that was cringy. And
why? What was the point? Why now? Why 50 seasons in, Jeff like dropped the beat?
Is he just like, we're having fun here? Like the whole teaser for Survivor 50 just felt like we're having fun. We're bringing musicians. We're gonna name idols, different things. And I was like, is this gonna feel like a real game? Like, I started worrying.
I don't know what to think. I don't know how we come back from the rap. The fact that me and you talked for an hour before we mentioned that rap shows you how the black vote is going on this one. Like, we were like, we're not going to acknowledge. We pushed it out of our memory that quickly. We just watched the episode.
I could have gone this whole episode not talking about it. I could edit this at the end. I refuse. No, I'm gonna keep it.
I just feel like people come to the Black Bi Reality podcast and they want to hear the black folks comment on Jeff Probst rapping, and the fact that we made it so far without commenting is baffling to me.
This is supposed to be a safe place. It's supposed to be safe.
We were microaggressed by Jeff Probst in front of everybody, and we need to talk about it. Someone has to call this stuff out.
That means I think they owe us another black castaway.
Bring them back. Bring them back. Let's get this. Let's bring Q back in. Let's do this again. Let's boomerang them back in or something. I don't know.
Q, it's the 3rd time now. Don't you offer anybody.
Don't you piss me off. And
don't let Ozzy bully you into giving up your vote.
That man really started rapping. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm over it now. I just forgot. That's why. I'm glad that my reaction was on camera, because when I tell you the image of him popping in my head with some snaps, I said, "Oh wait, no."
I was upset by the snaps because I was so upset just by the snaps, and then when he started rapping, I think that's why I was already upset by the freaking fast beat, and then he started talking over it, and I'm like, I don't know, having a seizure or something. Like
Like, am I
I
having a
missed
stroke?
it.
Is something happening? Yeah, I blacked out, and Jeff was still rapping. I came to, and he was still rapping.
And then all the castaways had to get switched up.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, so he shifted the matrix or something like that. I looked up and everybody was on different tribes. Like, Jeff, never rap again.
Never, please. We'll see. So, Chappell, what else have you been watching? How can people follow you?
Yes. So Mari and I recently did a podcast, but my video isn't great in the podcast, and so I kind of don't want to post it. The audio is perfect, but the video was really choppy. I don't know why. And so like I want to post it because we were talking about Tiana Taylor and her journey from Sweet 16 contestant on MTV all to Grammy Award winning artist and now Oscar nominee. And we talked about one battle after another. And so that podcast should be up this week. Gia and I are still talking about Abbott Elementary because we love it, and we'll talk about it until it's no longer on air, and they just got renewed for another season. So you can check out Gia and I's recaps about that. We also started our Bet on Black series, where we're talking about Black reality TV contestants, especially the winners. And we started with Vesepia from Survivor Marquesas. And this month, we're going to be talking about Tristan from the last season of Top Chef and how he won his season in the most, it was iconic, and it was all kinds of craziness. And so, yeah, we're going to talk about that on our Bet on Black series. So you can catch that on Recap Kickback. And then Chantel and I have done a deep dive into the bowels of reality TV. She's never seen I Love New York. She's never seen The Flavor of Love. So I dragged her into hell with me, and we are almost done with our live recaps of The Flavor of, I Love New York. We're at the final 5. And so you can catch us live on YouTube every week, youtube.com/@recapkickback, talking about it. Or you can get the audio podcast alone, recapkickback.com/subscribe.
Nice. I am your host, Nicole Weaver. We're still just talking about Survivor 50 every week. Previously, we talked about the Traitors. If you are lagging on that and you need a recap of that, we ended the season with Izzy Gleacher, which I'm always happy to have her on. Also, the world is still talking about heated rivalry. The Oscars are happening this Sunday, and for some reason, Hudson Williams will be there. Is he in a movie? No. But we want to see that man on that stage. So we talked about heated rivalry with Ashma Ali of Couple to Throuple. So it's 2 bisexuals, mostly talking about bisexuality in the show and how the show is being talked about and the bisexuality outside of it, because one of the only out actors on there is bisexual, and biphobia has been crazy. So yeah, listen to all that. If you didn't listen to our recap of episode 2, I also got Evie to talk about heated rivalry at the end of that episode, because if I can, I will talk about heated rivalry with anyone on this podcast until we finally get new episodes next year.
So. I'm so happy for the heated rivalry and the way it just took over the world. It's so fun watching people like really just attached to a fandom and like something new. You know, we're so used to having old IP that people bring back and we reboot the same thing over and over again. We got a new shiny thing, and the people love it. So I'm very happy.
I am too, and my partner is probably not, but my partner is just like, I remember when I used to be in fandom. It's like back in my day. And they're trying to explain what AO3 is and fanfic and stuff like that and the politics around it. And I'm like, this is deranged. And yet I am here. I'm sad. So that is about it, guys. If you can follow Black by Reality across all socials, that would be lovely. Something I never ask about also is reviewing the podcast. That always helps people find it, or just tell a friend. Anyways, I hope you feel visible and stay visible today. Bye.